Welcome back to the Next Gen Collective podcast, where we spotlight the entrepreneurs, creatives, and leaders building businesses in our community. Today's episode is about creativity, partnership, and what it really takes to build a brand with your best friend. It's about turning childhood dreams into a thriving floral company. Big thank you to our sponsor, Neighbor Media. They're a content creating and sharing machine, helping businesses, charities, and community leaders consistently communicate with the people they want to reach. Visit www.neighbormedia.ca to learn more. Our guests today are Kirsten, Neil, and Leah Allen, the founders of Waxflower Floristry. Not only are they business partners, but they've also been best friends since they were 5 years old, playing wedding dress up in kindergarten long before they knew it would become their real-life career. And for me, having known them since grade 7, it's been almost 2 decades of friendship and watching their dreams unfold. Kirsten is the director of operations and designer. Her love of flowers was inspired by her grandmother, an avid gardener who created stunning arrangements for special events. Kirsten's design philosophy, vibrant colors, bold hues, and letting nature shine at its brightest. Leah is the creative and marketing director and lead designer with a background in interior design. She always knew she belonged in the wedding industry. Her floral style leans romantic and soft, inspired by pastel tones and timeless elegance. They officially launched Waxflower Floristry when friends and family began asking them to design their weddings. Through industry uncertainty and the normal trials of entrepreneurship, they've grown not only their business, but their friendship, proving that partnership built on trust can truly bloom. Kirsten and Leah, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. Okay, we'll jump right into it. So you've known each other since you were 5 years old. When did you first realize this could become a real business?
I think the first wedding request we got was like, oh, this could actually be something more than just us having gone to flower school together and do that. That was really fun.
Having people come to us and trust us with their vision and want us to design for them was really exciting. And then just throughout that process, the flow that we kind of created, it was just like, oh, this could be something.
Mm-hmm. Was there hesitation about mixing friendship and business?
Honestly, no.
Not for us. For everyone else, yes.
Yeah. I feel like people get in your head about it.
For sure. A lot of people were very unsure of the path for us, but we kind of jumped in. We trusted the relationship that we had and just rolled with it.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like every single person in our life did really give us a moment to pause to make sure that
it was the right thing for us, especially because we have such a long-lasting relationship. Like we would never want anything to get in the way of that. And business is tough, especially entrepreneurship. So our moms definitely had a little bit of time to be like, are you sure?
And they're close enough that I think they realized that like it was bigger than just us and how it could impact. So it was definitely a bit of like a jump in the net will appear. But
absolutely.
We're very happy we did it. And I think, thankfully, we've kind of proved everyone wrong.
Yeah, of course. You guys are crushing it.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about that floral school that you guys went to and the process of that and all?
Yeah, so that's kind of how everything started. I was going to school. I was going to U of T. I lived in Toronto, and I just wasn't enjoying it. Leah was on her journey with
I was working in interior design and just not really feeling that that was the right place for me. It was a little bit more cutthroat than what I am. I'm like, you know me, I'm a little bit softer and sweet. And I just didn't think that was the right place for me. And like you said, weddings had always called. So when Kirsten reached out and was like, hey, I found this program. Are you interested in doing it with me? I was like, yes.
Come live with me for 3 weeks in Toronto. And so we just enrolled. We got a grant to join the program. Leah came down and stayed with me for 3 weeks at the condo. And then we just commuted to the school and learned all of the traditional basics and just the beginning of what the floral career could be. And then after that, we both went and did some experiential learning and stuff at some local shops.
Yeah. And I think when we were in school, neither of us had any inkling that we would do something together with it afterwards. I think we both thought like, hey, this is a great place for us to get creative. When we both went to different shops to work, like it didn't really feel like that was ever a thought in our mind. And then when that first wedding came in, it was like, oh.
Yeah. It kind of
we
just popped
do
up.
This together.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an interesting journey.
Okay, what strengths do each of you bring that balance each other out?
Oh my gosh, we always talk about how the yin and yang of our relationship is
so on point.
Like always just, it's there. When one of us is stressed, the other isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just constant.
It goes back and forth. Yeah. I think our strengths are ever evolving and always different depending on the situation that we're in. And like Leah said, it's so funny because every time we get into a situation, it's like one of us is saying, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. How are we going to do this? And the other one's like, I'm not stressed at all. Like, we got this. Yeah. So that has been amazing.
Yeah, it really, like, I think we're very lucky that it's worked out that way. Not every partnership has that sort of peace and balance.
And fluid balance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we could sit here and say, I have this specific strength that she does not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we both play off of each other.
Even if it started that way, it's not really that way anymore after 7 years. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. When we first started this business, like me having the creative background with interior design gave me a lot of additional benefits to this job and like understanding the scale and the scope of the space that we're working in a lot of the time. But like over time, Kirsten's come to understand that. And same thing with skills that she was really strong in.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've both learned from each other. And as much as we both still have strengths, we've balanced out so well that it doesn't feel like one person really
leads the charge on everything all the time. Yeah. Well, it's a good balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's so helpful you guys are besties because I feel like then you just know how to handle each other also.
Don't get it twisted. Like it's taken a long time for sure. Like we've had to have many hard conversations and we both go to therapy and we both do our part in making sure that we're being the best people we can be. But hard situations come up and we have to sit down and there's tears and there's awkward moments and tension. But we've definitely learned how to deal with conflict in a partnership.
I think that's the funniest part of it, though, is I think that because we've been doing it with each other for so long, the business just made it so much more like upfront anytime an issue came up, that like it wasn't, we could sit on it for like a few days and like just like come to each other when things had settled. It's like, we need to get this work done and we need to figure this out right now. So like,
we have to sit down and be honest
and
direct.
Yeah. Is there anything that surprised you about the other person since starting this business?
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
Because we've known each other for so long and we're just so on the same page about so many things. I don't know. I wouldn't say surprise necessarily.
Like we continue to learn each other as the years go on. It's funny, we talk about ourselves like a romantic relationship a lot of the time because like
this is my wife.
We've been doing this like version of a partnership for 7 years now. But before that, like we've been best friends since we were literally in kindergarten. So it's
like a life partnership.
Yeah. So
your soulmates.
It's just a greater understanding. So when we need to work things out, sometimes we find the resolve and how we're able to just like be upfront with each other often comes a lot easier than it sometimes does with our romantic partners or spouses.
Yeah, so that's such a good point.
It's something that, of course, is never easy. And like Kirsten said, it's awkward at times, but it's something that's necessary in order for us to continue with the day, with the business, with us doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our relationship.
It's good. Yeah. It's good practice for real life too.
It's great practice. It's hard, but it's great practice.
Yeah. Okay. So launching just before COVID hit, the events industry must have been super overwhelming. What did those early pandemic years teach you about resilience?
Everything.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's what our business is built on now.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah. Resilience, definitely. With COVID happening, that was such a weird time for us.
I mean, for everyone, but like it affected everyone in such different ways because as much as for that first, 4 or 5 months, we weren't working. But after that, people still did want to get married. So
everyone was kind of navigating what they were going to do. There were plenty of times where we had to definitely shift and move things around, and we had to give deposits back, and that was difficult, and just kind of figure out how we were going to move forward, especially because I feel like during the beginning of COVID, it was so odd. Like, people kind of thought this was going to be the way of life, like, forever.
Yeah.
It was hard to picture it not being this way. So having to adjust for that was kind of scary, and how we were going to run a business that was based on events and large groups of people gathering that wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
But the intimate weddings came fairly quickly.
That's true.
So
Were people buying bouquets?
Yes.
we did fairly well with like our what did we call them at that time? That was so long ago.
Like bouquet sales and things like that. We were kind of just figuring out anything we could do to bring in some money and also get our name out there and our flowers out there. So
we were working in Kirsten's mom's garage at that time. So we had people come pick up in the garage and they could see how we were working. So like humble beginnings. Like
for sure.
It wasn't an easy start.
But people did want flowers through that time for like holidays, even if they were just having Easter dinner with their husband and kids, like they still wanted flowers on the table. So
it was like the little things that brought joy in that time.
Exactly.
It was.
Yeah. And like Leah said, the intimate weddings where someone would just want a bridal bouquet and a boutonniere. Honestly, though, I would say that as horrible as COVID was and everything, it was good that it happened for us when it did, because we were just starting. So we weren't super established. We didn't have a ton of overhead.
It wasn't detrimental to your business.
It wasn't.
Put us into debt or anything like that. It was just like, okay, well, we've started this. How do we adjust? And hopefully this will go away soon. And it did. So.
Yeah.
I think the other positive of COVID is that it allowed people to look at weddings in a totally different way, which has entirely shifted the wedding industry, in my opinion, the best way. Like, you don't have to have a 300-person wedding anymore, and that's kind of the standard. All the traditions that were really heavily pushed with weddings that maybe people weren't really into anymore, the ease has really come with letting those things go, and the importance of them just isn't really there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Has allowed people to adapt and have the weddings that they actually want to have. Like, if anything, I think weddings are so much more fun and joyful
when it's how you want it to be.
Like, as much as, yes, we're living in the Pinterest world of weddings. Like, when you do see real weddings, you're like, no, those look like more fun. Like, it doesn't feel so weighed on the tradition of it all.
Yeah.
It's a nice change. It's welcomed.
You got a location now, transitioning out of your mom's garage.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about like the process of getting a spot?
That happened quick.
It did happen quick. Well, also, too, the garage was just not sustainable. Like, with the cold weather, we were like in October.
I was going to say, we had to move into the basement because we had a November wedding.
We had a February wedding as well. Yeah. So I think
we weren't in the garage yet, or for the February wedding, we went downstairs. But in the garage, we did a November wedding, and we were like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's
way too cold.
So uncomfortable for us. So we moved into
and
the
doesn't
basement.
that affect the flowers too?
At a certain degree, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we wouldn't have been able to continue doing that into December, January.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we transitioned into the basement, and then it was just kind of like, okay, we need to figure out something else. I think my mom, too, was kind of wondering when we were going to.
Yeah, she's like, when can I have my cold cellar back? I actually want that.
Yeah. So we looked around. We got a realtor because I just think that's the best way to do it. Like, have a professional help you.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he was amazing. And we looked at a couple places. I mean, commercial rent is a lot.
Yeah.
It's also like scary to take that on, because obviously how your business runs is how you can afford your overhead. So
it was really daunting. We were both still working part-time
in other jobs.
So it was just hard to be like, well, how are we going to pay for $3,000 a month in rent?
Yeah.
While still having these other jobs that help sustain us, but bringing in enough money, business to sustain the business, as well as the overhead of $3,000 of rent.
Yeah. And that was kind of the average for commercial rent at the time, which is much more now. So we ended up finding a spot in Stouffville that we really love, and it's perfect for what we need.
Yeah. It's upstairs, which like we get our workouts in with the stairs, taking everything up there. But it was a great small starter space for us. And like, don't get me wrong, 7 years in, we're outgrowing it, but like it's hard to walk away from it, because like it feels like home for us now. And like It's full. There's lots in there. I don't know how.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Take it all
We're going to
out.
need to hire a moving company if we ever move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great location.
Yeah.
We enjoy it. We always get lots of compliments. So
It's cute.
Thank you.
We try.
It's also just cool to say that we have our own spot.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kirsten, you love vibrant, bold colors, and Leah, you lean towards romantic, soft pastels. How do you blend two distinct design philosophies into a cohesive brand?
I think us both having
Different
actually helps blend it so much more. I think there have been times when we've come across like a new design style that neither of us are terribly comfortable in, that it's more daunting when we're like, okay, well, we just have to figure this out, versus one of us being a little bit more
comfortable with
and
it.
secure in it.
Yeah. We are able to blend it. Like, just because I like brighter colors doesn't mean I don't like softer colors. And same with Leah. We just find a way to like combine it.
Yeah.
And also when we have clients come to us, we're going by what they would like too, just adding our input and stuff like that. But
the blending, I think, really has just been like learning from each other and the way that we see things and how that impacts the overall design.
Yeah. Like for usually when we're putting our like bright colors and soft colors together is for like an editorial shoot or branding shoots, things like that, when we really get to play and have fun with it. But for the most part, we are going with what our clients would prefer for their event. So,
and we do see lots of trends really come and go. Like last year, a lot of white weddings, a lot. So it's really when we do like bouquet sales or like editorials, like Kirsten said, that we get to play with those fun things.
Yeah.
And then at that point, it almost becomes like a bit of like a challenge. So
yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
It always ends up being like a gradient.
Yeah.
Where does your inspo come from for wedding and event designs?
I mean, of course, we're not immune to the effect of Pinterest.
Yeah.
Pinterest is amazing. We love it.
Yeah.
Leah does a lot of really great drawings for clients and things like that. She's very skilled in drawing, which is really helpful.
It's fun just like whipping up a little sketch to be like, this is kind of how we see the balance of like what your ceremony layout will look like. For example, when clients have a hard time picturing, Pinterest isn't always the right thing to go to because it's hard to find exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, AI now people are using a lot to be able to mock up their own things and see what they want to see. But when you have a client that comes to you with a vision, but like really no creative drive behind that, if they're not a creative person, it's harder for them to really envision the space. So just being able to quickly draw something up, like, it's also fun.
Yeah, it's really helpful. I'm just trying to think of where we draw inspiration from elsewhere. Like I love looking at wedding magazines just to see what trends are happening.
When you're not featured in them.
Yes. Yeah, following other florists on
Yeah.
Instagram and social media and stuff, and just connecting with other florists and seeing what they're doing, and just we're always trying to find like new cool things. There's so much you can do with floral, especially for weddings and events. So
for me personally, I'm a big period piece person. So with like Bridgerton and stuff coming out, like you see all these like
the best
different and cool and grand florals, and a lot of them are fake, but it's still like the design intention. And even just like I texted Kirsten a couple weeks ago about like watching this one show where they had like a floral brooch on the top of their dress, and like that was like, I think it was the Gilded Age I was watching.
Oh yes.
And it's so cool to see those sorts of pieces that I would never consider putting any sort of floral up there on like a wedding gown or something, but seeing how they did it on those types of shows, it's like, that's very cool. And I could see how things like that would come back around eventually. Like,
everything's
these
coming
trends,
back.
Exactly. All of these trends you see come back around eventually. So things like that I find very cool. And I'm always interested to see when they come back around or like how we can implement them.
And also like from our own brains too. Like we just think up crazy stuff sometimes. We're like, let's see how that looks.
It is quite fun.
Yeah, you're
when
just
we do
creative.
that with a client, like in a consultation, when we just look at each other and we're like, stay with us here. What about this? And they're like, okay, I get it.
Okay, that kind of goes into my next question. I was going to say, how do you help couples bring their vision to life while guiding them professionally?
I don't want to toot our own horn, but we do a good job at that.
Yeah. So the way that our process works is that a client will reach out to us, usually on our contact form via email, and then we'll send them our newly updated and very beautiful floral guide. where they can look through and see kind of our most like usual arrangements and things that we do
Popular.
and some basic pricing and stuff. And then we really prefer to book consultations with people. We want them to come in. We want to meet them. We want to hear about their wants and what they like. And
we
just
also like to ask them about their proposal story and like how they met and stuff. Like we started this because we love flowers, but we also love love. Like it's so fun and exciting to hear the stories. So getting to meet people in person, we find makes a huge difference in the booking process.
And we've met some really amazing, wonderful people through the way. And like consultations, I think we always find are fun. And we can do them over Zoom or in person. And then we just sit down and we have our consultation form where we go through each individual arrangement and kind of ask what their style is. We try to get buzzwords out of people. Like, for example, we just did one the other day and the bride really liked airy, organic, natural style. So all those words really help us kind of create an image in our brains of what they like.
Yeah.
And then when we send them a quote after the consultation, we include an inspiration board. We include those buzzwords. Like, we're very thorough and we want people to know that we heard them. We know what they want and we can bring that to life. Like, that's so important for us.
The last thing we would want a couple doing is questioning if we understand their vision. After they've booked with us. Like, we want to make sure upon booking, they really understand that like we are here with you. We are excited for this and we understand what you're looking for. So I think for the booking process, like we put ourselves out there a little bit more than a lot of other wedding florists do, but we feel like the return
is worth it.
You get
It's
so
so
many
worth it.
referrals. Like, everyone loves your work.
Well, also,
Thank you.
this is what I mean. Like, I hate to toot our own horn, but like people like us, like that's something that we really put as a priority in our business is making sure that like
we're personable, we're enjoyable to be around. Like, we want to be your friend.
Like, you like us as people too, and that you trust us to do this because this is one of the biggest days of your life. So
it's so important for like to build relationships with your clients to a brand. Like, you need to have that trust and openness, and it's just really important when you're running your own business because you want people to recommend you to their friends and family.
What do young entrepreneurs underestimate about creative industries, do you think?
how much not creative it is?
Yes, I was just going to say that. I think it was.
That's a good one.
It's true, though. I think when you get into it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can do this all the time. I can play with flowers all the time. But that is a very small part of our job. When you're an entrepreneur, you wear every single hat. So
even the hats that you have no idea how to wear properly.
Exactly. You have to
like
marketing, finance.
The accounting. Like neither of us were math people. So this was not
it was
a welcome part of our journey, but it's a necessary part of our journey. Like, there's nothing you can do but wear the hats and ask for help where you can. But
and that's the other thing. Like, don't be a hero. Don't try and know everything because you don't. So reach out to the professionals, like accountants, because they know what they're doing and they will help you.
Yeah, I feel like people need to put their ego aside and just ask for help.
For sure.
But in terms of like the creative, it's hard not to get to a certain point where you feel like you kind of lose your spark. A creative job it's hard to feel like you have that drive for every single event to like be your best creatively. So it's a lot of that investing in time of being inspired by other people that I think keeps you going because there's a lot of people in the industry that are jaded at this point and just like don't have that creative drive anymore, and you can see it on them. It's the last thing I would want a couple to see on us. So it's a lot of really looking for inspiration and like remembering what you're working towards.
Feeding the creativity, staying invested in that, and like coming back to why you're doing this in the first place.
So it's been 7 years. When you look back, what are you most proud of?
Oh my gosh, that we're still here.
Probably, I would say.
Just that, like
7,
how much our relationship has grown, how much the business has grown, all of the lovely people along the way that we've met and worked with, and just building something together has been.
It's a huge feat.
Yeah, it's been a wild process. It's been a lot of work and it's been hard, but I think entrepreneurship is something that needs to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm. I also think that building your own business is always going to come with ebbs and flows, and like you're not always going to love your business and feel like it's fulfilling you in the ways that you want to be fulfilled in a job. But anytime it gets hard, we have real conversations about how we can't envision ourselves doing anything but this.
Yeah.
Like even on the days that it's so hard and we're like, yeah, a regular 9-to-5 where we're making like a standard wage would be awesome.
Yeah.
But also we'd probably hate it after a year or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Because we've experienced those jobs too. Like we both have a lot of work experience in other industries, and it's just myself personally, I know that I can't work for someone else. No, that's not true. I could, but I love working for myself, and we just love having.
Well, now that you're used to it, it would be so hard to turn around and go back to that.
Yeah. Well, we've also talked very openly about like how much this schedule gives back to us. Like, yes, we make our own schedule. Don't get me wrong. The flowers make the schedule for us a lot of the time. It dictates it, but we also still have the time to do the things that we need to do, or like when things come up in your personal life and like you need to step away for a little bit, like having the partnership and having the flexibility to do that has been
you guys like feed off each other. When one person's
Yeah.
going through something, the other person can jump in to
That is
help
a good
out.
point too, is we couldn't do this without each other.
No.
I don't know how people do it by themselves. That's crazy.
We've said that for years, like how we know several other florists in the industry that they're just on their own. And
that's a lot.
How do they do it? Like,
Yeah.
of course you hire freelancers and that for the events, but all of the back end stuff, even just like bouncing ideas off of each other. There's been lots of times where we call each other and we're like, I'm really stuck on this. Like, what do you think we should do?
Yeah.
And if you didn't have somebody who was in the exact same place to call on to be able to ask for those things, like
you wouldn't, it would just be so hard.
Yeah, I would just feel stuck. Like as much as like your romantic partner, you can talk to them about anything. Like they don't
They're not
know.
in it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, it means everything. Like I truly don't know how we would do it, how anyone does it on their own. We're grateful that we don't have to.
Yeah. What does success look like right now in this current season?
That is a hard question, especially because right now where we are in March, like it's a bit of a weird time. March is probably our slowest time.
It's a lot of consultations.
That's true. A lot of consultations, a lot of like emailing admin stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thinking about it, it's like success to me is at the end of a long day when we've just done a huge wedding and we're exhausted and we have our crew with us and we're just sitting in the car being like, we pulled that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because of the way that, the economy is and how things have really flowed through the last 7 years that we've been doing this, each year has looked so different in terms of like financial success. So I think we, as much as, of course, we want to make money and it is important to put that as a priority, we've started to, I think, really determine our success based on how we feel about the work that we're doing and the events that we accomplish, or like when we have clients come back to us and say, I gave this bouquet to someone and like it really lit them up, or like a bride comes back to us and says, you nailed it. It was everything I had ever envisioned and more. Like that, I think, feeds the feeling of success for us versus like
any sort of like
this
much money, or it's not really about numbers for us in this kind of conversation. It's more just how we've made people feel.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What advice would you give to friends thinking about starting something together?
That's so tricky.
How strong is your relationship? It's not for everyone.
No,
you hear so many people failing like right off the bat because they figure out things about their business partner and they're like, oh my God.
I think a couple of things to that though. Like, how well do you truly know your potential business partner? How have you handled conflict in the past and resolution?
Are you willing to shut everything down to save your relationship if you had to? Because we have always prioritized our relationship, and from day one have always said, like, if things in the business start going south or get weird or it's just not the vibe anymore, like this relationship means so much more than that. And we would stop.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are sisters.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And now you're my sister. Okay, last little segment. We're doing rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So each of you can answer and just respond quick. So large weddings or intimate events?
I'll say large.
You know what's so funny? I know it's rapid fire, but I'm going to go into detail about
It's
this.
okay.
I think I enjoy being at intimate events more, and like once like the candles are lit and that, like the ambiance I love more.
Yeah.
But I think as more of the like logistics person, I like the challenge of a big wedding because it often comes with like install or something like
Yeah.
that. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
tricky.
Leah's our logistics master. She will figure out where everything needs to be, what needs to happen.
Like map out the trucks ahead of time to like figure out like how everything's gonna fit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, what's your favorite flower?
Ooh, it's a different answer every day, but today I feel like Tweedia.
Tweedia is one of your go-tos. I think it's the blue.
Yeah.
Campanula.
Whatever those are.
Look them up. They're pretty.
Provide samples.
Most underrated detail when it comes to florals
Ooh.
or bouquets or whatever you want to make of that
I
question.
will say ceremony just because I think people underestimate how much you can do with a ceremony and then how much you can transfer over to your reception. Like we always love to bring as much from the ceremony into the reception as possible. Any arrangements, anything.
Repurposing is
huge.
huge.
Repurposing is so important. So
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good one.
I'm going to go a little bit more general and I'm going to say scale. Scale in floral, I think, is so important, whether it's like the pieces like in a ceremony space or just like the proportions of like a single hand-tied bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
It makes all the difference. Like getting into like heavy detail, like if you have a bouquet that's all just like big blooms, like that's a very different bouquet than bouquet that has all these like small detailed texture flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It just like
It's a different
it changes
vibe.
everything, and I think scale is just so important when you're dealing with something like floral because it can change the whole design and
Mhm.
vibe. Yeah,
Okay, creativity is blank.
Fun.
everything. Yeah,
Fun and everything. Got it. Lastly, one word to describe this season in your lives.
Transitional.
bridal.
Yes, we have a
Yes, true.
2026 bride in the building. Okay, Kirsten and Leah, thank you for sharing your story and for showing us that 26 years of friendship can evolve into something beautiful, resilient, and successful. For everyone listening, if this conversation resonated, share it with someone building something alongside a partner, friend, or collaborator. This is the Next Gen Collective, spotlighting the creatives and entrepreneurs shaping what's next in our community. Follow us on Instagram at ACOCYEP, and we will see you in the next episode.